Hello, my dear students of class 12 of IPS. Good morning to all of you. I believe that all of you are safe and sound by the grace of God in the kind company of your parents. Today, we are going to continue our academic pursuit for prose learning ability. I am going to start the second chapter from the book entitled Flamingo. The title of the second chapter, which is prescribed in a course, is Lost Spring, and it is written by Anish Jung. In this chapter, Anish Jung, the writer, highlights the grinding poverty and the traditions which condemn the poor children to exploitation. Spring is the season of beauty, growth, and cheerfulness. In the same way, the childhood, which is a golden period of human life, is also called spring of life. Lost spring indicates that on account of grinding poverty, some children, those who become the victim of child labor, are compelled to lose their childhood. Their childhood is lost on account of poverty, and their opportunity of schooling is also lost. The author describes in this chapter two episodes. First part is dealing with miserable life of rag pickers of Simapuri. The writer frequently meets the rag pickers. One of the rag pickers is Sahib. He is daily searching something in the garbage. He is a rag picker. So it is the daily duty of this boy to search or to scrounge the garbage. One day the author puts a question to him. Why do you do this? And he replies that he does scrounging for gold in garbage dumps because he does not have anything else to do. Next suggestion given by the author, go to the school. And Sahib replies that there is no school in his neighborhood. At this the author points out, if he is going to start a school, will he be able to attend the school? And to this question, Sahib gives the reply in affirmative. After a few days, Sahib meets the author and asks whether a school is ready. And then the author realizes that the hollow promise which was given by the author are many in the lives of these poor children. It means the life of these poor children is full of bleakness, dullness, darkness, because the promises which are made to them are generally hollow. She asks the name of this boy. He tells the author that his name is Sahib-e-Alam, which means the Lord of the universe. The author surprises that if Mr. Sahib will come to know the meaning of his name, perhaps he would find it hard to believe so, because he is roaming in the streets in the company of barefoot boys. They appear like the birds in the morning and disappear at noon. One day the author puts a question to one of the rag pickers that why doesn't he wear the footwear? Why is he barefoot? He replies that his mother has not brought down the chappals from the shelf. But the other rag picker tells the author that if the footwear is given to this boy by the mother, even then he won't wear the chappals. Traveling across the country, the author has seen children barefoot in the cities, in the villages. It is not lack of money, but the tradition to stay barefoot is one explanation. But the author doesn't agree to this opinion. The author points out that it is a pretense or an attempt to conceal or hide the perpetual state of poverty. The author, after this, gives an example of Udupi. In Udupi 30 years ago, there was a priest class. 30 years ago, the condition of priest class in India was also miserable. Because the author remembers that the son of a priest used to go to the temple. And after going to the temple, he used to do the prayer to goddess. Not for good luck, not for the better life, but for a pair of shoes. Prayer for a pair of shoes. This was the miserable condition of the children of the priest class in India 30 years ago. But now, poet finds that their economic condition has improved. Now the children of priest class in India are able to have the minimum facilities of life. But unfortunately, the life of rag pickers has not changed. The acquaintance of the author with these rag pickers takes her to Simapuri, which is located at the border of Delhi, but miles away from it metaphorically. 10,000 rag pickers are living in Simapuri. They all are squatters. They are all without identity card, without permits, because they came from Bangladesh in 1971 as refugees. So 10,000 children of refugees or who are working as the rag pickers now are staying in miserable accommodation in Simapuri. There is no sewerage, no drainage, no drinking water. They are in a very miserable, pathetic condition. These children of refugees are always searching something in the garbage. They are collecting the rags from the garbage which are sold in the market. And in this way, rag picking in Simapuri is an art. It is the bread, it is the gold, it is the roof for these refugees. The garbage has two different meanings. For the children or for the rag pickers like Sahib-e-Alam, garbage is a place of wonder. Because when they are collecting the rags, when they are scrounging this garbage or looking into this garbage, sometime they get a silver coin or a currency note, and then hope of getting more increased, and in this way they go on scrounging So this place, this garbage, is a place of wonder for these rag pickers. Whereas for the parents of these rag pickers, this place, garbage, is a means of survival. Because the parents, by the virtue of the rags, are able to manage their household. Now Mr. Sahib Alam is working at a tea stall. He is getting 800 rupees per month plus 3 meals of the day. But when the question is put to him, is he happy? The reply is no. Because no doubt he is getting 800 rupees per month plus 3 meals of the day, but he has lost his carefree life. He has lost his freedom. He is no longer his own master, because now he has become the victim of child labor. The second part of this chapter deals with the pathetic condition of bangle makers of Firozabad. Firozabad is famous for bangle industry in India. Bangles symbolize suhag in marriage. The lady who is having the bangles on her wrist is called suhagin. That her husband is alive or she is not a widow. In this bangle making industry, 50% population of this town is engaged in bangle making industry. The workers in this bangle making industry are leading a very miserable, pathetic life, because the work in this bangle industry is of welding, soldering, and polishing the bangles. This work has to be done in the flickering light of the lamps, in the wet places where no light is there, no air is there. And as a result of this, most of the bangle makers become blind before their adulthood. Blindness is common in bangle making industry. The author one day meets one boy, Mr. Mukesh. She puts the question to Mr. Mukesh, what is the dream of Mr. Mukesh? Mukesh tells her that he wants to become motor mechanic. This is the dream of Mr. Mukesh, but the background from which Mr. Mukesh is hailing from, that background is very poor. Father of Mukesh earlier who was a tailor, and then he became a bangle maker. Couldn't renovate his house, couldn't send his 2 children to school. Poverty and traditions have crushed the bangle makers. The author points out that in this bangle making industry, the bangle makers are making very beautiful bangles. All the 7 colors of rainbow are visible in the bangles. But it is a paradox that the beauty, that the loveliness, that the attraction which the bangle makers are giving to the bangles, that beauty, that attractiveness, that loveliness is missing from the lives of the bangle makers. The author finds that there are 2 worlds in this bangle making industry. One world is of these poor people, the bangle makers. They have no leader to guide them. They have no daring to start a new business. They don't have the money to do something else. And this world is the world of poverty. This world is the world of ignorance. This world is the world of exploitation. And the second world in this Bengal industry is the world of exploiters. In this world, there are middlemen, there are policemen, there are bureaucrats, there are politicians. It means all those sections of society are responsible for the pathetic and miserable condition of the slums of these Bengal makers. The author points out that she is happy to see Mr. Mukesh, who is thinking not to adopt the parental profession. He doesn't want to become a Bengal maker. He has a dream. But the dream is difficult, no doubt. But Mr. Mukesh has firm determination. He has strong willpower. And therefore, it can be assumed that a day will come when Mr. Mukesh will be able to translate his dream into reality. This was all about your chapter, Lost Spring. Some questions have been given in your assignment. Try to answer those questions in your well-maintained notebook. Thank you very much.